Call hello, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Yahushai, Ruach. Let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor, especially they who labor in the word and doctrine. To the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. This is 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 8. I will therefore that men pray everywhere, lifting up holy hands, without wrath and doubting. Because, sometimes people pray and it comes from a place of wrath or doubt. But we're instructed for it to not come from that type of place. I mean, why would you pray to Yahweh Shai in doubt? You've seen how many times he saved your life. We all have examples about how we've been taken care of 1,000,000,000 times and how we're going to be taken care of even more. Lord wills we're the elect. The Lord's always had us. So there's no room for wrath or doubting when you're praying. All right, so we're going to jump down to 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 17. Pray without ceasing. You can never not pray enough. You know what I mean? Calling upon Yahweh Shai and just, praying for the elect, praying for the downfall of our enemies, praying that Yahweh Shai makes his triumphs return. Praying that the brethren are strengthened, things like that. That will never go out of style. All right, so this is Psalm chapter 55, verse 17. Evening and morning and at noon will I pray and cry aloud, and he shall hear my voice. You see how confident King David was when he was singing this? And he shall hear my voice. So that lines up with 1 Timothy 2 and 8, where it says, without wrath and doubting. All right? King David was praying 3 times a day. I can only guess that as soon as he woke up, lunchtime, and then evening time. And mind you, this is King David, so he has to run a kingdom, he has to do this and that, but it's like there was always time to pray because King David knows if it weren't for Yahweh Shai, he wouldn't be king. If it weren't for Yahweh Shai, he knows every battle he's ever won, every situation he's ever escaped, it was because of Yahweh Shai. So why wouldn't you pray to Yahweh Shai? This is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach chapter 7, verse 14. Use not many words in the multitude of elders, and make not much babbling when thou prayest, right? Look at the people of the world. If you've ever seen people in the world pray, especially Muslims or even Buddhists or whatever, they pray, they babble. You know what I mean? When we pray, as I learned from Elder Apostle Tart, it should be a quick thing. You know what I mean? And then you keep it moving. Why? Because Yahweh Shai already knows what you need before you ask him. People in the world don't have that type of faith. They believe that if they keep saying it will make things you know what I mean? Like the prayer will be heard faster or something. It's not like that. And not to mention, those people are praying to essentially Satan. We're actually praying to the true higher living power through the Son, right? Yahweh Bashim Shai. Or this is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach chapter 18, verse 23. Before thou prayest, prepare thyself, and be not as one that tempteth the Lord Yahweh Shai. Right? We were taught how to pray in Matthew chapter 6, right? Go into thy closet, right? Yahweh Shai taught us this. Settle down. Find the east if you can. And do your thing, man. Pray. The only thing that you're going to see is benefits. This is Matthew chapter 9, verse 38. This is Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Pray ye therefore the Lord Yahweh Shai of the harvest, that he will send forth laborers into his harvest. Right? That's another thing we should be praying for. You know what I mean? Because the work truly is plenteous. You see how much suffering there is, especially amongst the elect. Like, every brother you see can tell you a story where you're just like, God damn, that's what you're going through? You know? So what do? You pray and you help the brothers. But we have to remember the Lord of the harvest. So we have to remember this is the Lord's show. So why wouldn't you be praying to Yahweh Shai when you know Yahweh Shai controls everything? As it says in Job 41:11, who shall repayeth me, saith Yahweh Shai. Everything under the heaven is mine, roughly paraphrasing. This is Matthew chapter 14, verse 23. And when he had sent the multitudes away, he went up into a mountain apart to pray. And when the evening was come, he was there alone. So we got to remember, if Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, the author and finisher for our faith, is praying, we got to pray too. Like, we can only imagine how heavy Yahweh Shai's heart was, man. Especially when knowing the fact that he was perfect, living in a imperfect world, and everyone he dealt with, he created their spirits, so he knew their intent. But yet they didn't know he knew their intent. Like, wow. My goodness. Like, when you really consider how amazing Yahweh Shai is, it's like you can't even believe. Like, wow. Like, all I could think about is humble, merciful. Like, I could think of no better author and finisher of our faith than Yahweh Shai Mashiach. So we got to pray just like him. This is Matthew chapter 21, verse 22. And all things whatsoever ye shall ask in prayer, believing ye shall receive. Right? You got to believe. Right? That lines up with 1 Timothy chapter 2 and 8 again, right? Without wrath and doubting. All right? So we must believe and watch. You start upping your prayer game, watch the amount of things that are going to happen in your life, right? You ask in private, you're going to get rewarded openly. All right, so with that, I hope you're edified. Shalom.